This is the Instax Wide 300. I've been shooting with it for just under a year now, and I have some very strong thoughts and opinions about this camera. So I just thought I would get that out there in case anyone is thinking about buying this camera versus another. This isn't really going to be like a how-to. I'm not going to show you the basics of how to load film, and that stuff's really easy to find. But this is just going to be like a quick pros and cons of the Fujifilm Instax Wide 300. So like I said, I got this about a little less than a year ago. I got it actually as a Christmas present from my mother-in-law, so thank you, Veronica. And let me start with what I love about this camera, because I love this camera, and mostly this video is just a shameless plug for my Instax Wide Instagram that I just started. It's on Instagram, it's Thomas_Green_art. And the project that I'm doing there right now is every day I'm posting one Instax Wide picture that I took that day. And I've gotten a pretty good response thus far. I mean, like, pretty good for me, you know? So check it out, and please. I'm also gonna show, if I talk about something in this review, as far as like the kinds of pictures that I'm taking with it, you can see on my Instagram what I'm talking about, and I might, at the end of this video, also include some of my photos. Okay, so pros. I love this camera. This is a fantastic camera. That's not a pro. But honestly, the biggest plus about this camera is just the format, because the format itself kicks ass. Like, Fujifilm Instax Wide is relatively affordable. It's like, so you get a pack that has 20 exposures for, if you get them on B&H, it's $15 for 20 exposures, which as far as like instant film goes, like not bad. Especially when you compare that to Impossible Project, which is what, like $24 for 8 exposures? Crazy. And it's just like everything that you like about instant film, this is it. Like, this is it. There's not too much to say about it because, like, honestly, it's a very bare bones camera. I mean, the camera is essentially just a relatively inexpensive vessel to take pictures on Instax Wide. I like how light it is. I like that it's durable. I just throw it in my bag and go. I think the price is right. It's like $100. That's great. I like the simplicity. I like that there's just like 2 basic settings, and that works really well for me. I think the image quality, these are things with like, well, image quality is the lens, but I think the image quality is great. I think the like resolving power of the film is great. The colors are gorgeous. Yeah, that's what I like about this camera. Okay, so all that being said, which if you're on the fence, if you like the idea of instant photography, if you want to get into it, just go ahead. Like, this is a really solid investment. I've taken hundreds and hundreds of photos of this, and I love it. It's great. That being said, if you do have a very specific use for this camera in mind, let me just run through some of the things that you can't do with this camera that I found. And some of those things I've been like a little disappointed about. Night photography is a no-go. You can't do night photography with this. The film is 800 speed, which is like, you know, kind of fast. But this is the aperture on this lens is fixed, and it's very small. It's like f/16, f/20, something like that. I don't know. And the slowest shutter speed is 1/60th of a second, something like that. Without getting too technical, that just means you can't take pictures at night. It will turn out completely black. And that's why it does come with a really powerful flash that you can't turn off, that will go on automatically. And this brings me to another con, which is I'm really happy the flash is there. It means that you can take pictures of your friends at parties or what have you. but it is not a subtle flash. It just completely, if you have paler skin, you will become a ghost. So that's like, it's not great. I understand that this is like an entry-level camera and they just want you to be able to like take a picture and it always comes out right. But I would really, really like a little more control, just as far as exposure goes, and I would love to be able to do some nighttime photography with this, and you just can't. I've seen some people try to, and I did this for a little bit, but like use like duct tape or like something to cover up the lens or to make it the light a little like less harsh, and I didn't have any luck with that, like at all. So, I mean, you're welcome to try that, but maybe I'm doing something wrong. I did not find that, like, at all. Another thing that I don't... This is not, like, not 100% sure about this, but I've had it for less than a year now. And like I said, it is really durable. It's, you know, holding up fine. It looks great. I am starting to notice some serious light leaks. And, yeah, so stay tuned for that. It's possible that it's just a function of the fact that I've been taking like pictures in direct sunlight, but I do think after less than a year the camera is starting to have light leaks. So there's that. Another small thing, lack of a self timer is, I feel like for the target demographic for this too, they would want a self timer just so that you could set it up on a tripod, because it does have like a tripod mount thing. You'd think that you'd want that for like parties and, you know, self-photo shoots. That's kind of sad that you can't do that. Things like this that I guess some people might consider more like professional features are just kind of lacking on this camera. And that makes it really fun and easy. And it doesn't mean you can't do incredibly like artistic, detailed photo shots, photo shoots with this. It's just a little bit, I find myself sometimes wishing, I wish I could take pictures at night. I wish I could do this or that. But I mean, ultimately I think I will just probably look at other options for that. So for what it is, Instax Wide 300, great fucking camera. I mean, that's that. If none of the things that I said as cons are deal breakers, which they're pretty small, it's a great camera, and it's an inexpensive way to get into instant film, and instant photography is so fucking fun. So that's it. I may or may not attach some photos that I've taken with this at the end of this video. Either way though, if you go to my Instagram, which is Thomas Green, like the color, _art. I'm still doing my project where I post an Instax wide picture a day. So check it out. I hope you enjoyed this. Bye.
Prove the pink Kush theory from the book Secrets of the Pink Kush. The objective of this experiment is for men to mate with their women, husbands and wives, following the scientific procedures: saturation period, application timing, solution strength, and application area, in an attempt to make tetraploid humans. This has been done successfully in the past, but was not documented correctly. These were the ancient